Hi.
And, hi, America.
Hi, America. I'm here for you to love me again.
I saw you not too long ago.
That's right.
Out in LA.
How did you like working on my show?
I came out and I did an episode of your show, and it stunned me because I thought, this is going to be, you know, you asked me to come out and do an episode, and I said, this will be fun.
Right.
My old buddy Andy will hang out. It'll be like old times. We'll sort of screw around. It'll be a lark. And it is the most buttoned down, no screwing around operation that I've ever been a part of. It's actually professional television, which I've never participated in before. And to give you an idea, they told me, I said, well, what time do I show up? I come by the studio and we start shooting. What do you think, around 10, 11? They're like, you got to be here at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Because that's when you start working on these shows.
Right.
And I said, oh, okay. And I got myself up really, like at 5 in the morning. I had a lot of coffee. I started driving over there. And I'm coming through the gates of Paramount, where they shoot it, at 6 a.m. on the dot. And I'm really proud of myself. My cell phone rings, and it's one of your production people. Where are you? I said, I'm coming through the gates. I'm right here. They're like, you're supposed to be here right now in your trailer. And I'm like, I'm there in 15 seconds. Well, you're supposed to be here now. I was like, who are these Nazis? What's going on? Yeah.
Isn't it the greatest?
It's amazing.
Well, see, the first season, I took a lot of pills and drank a lot of booze.
Right.
So I set a bad precedent, and they got former prison guards.
Very nice.
To be there now.
To be there and work on the place.
No, it's just, you know, it is. It's a whole different ballgame. There's such a lack of adult supervision on this show.
There's no adult supervision.
And
as you know, because we started this show out together in 1993, it's almost like 10 years ago, we were kids.
Yes.
We were literally kids, and I thought that, okay, they've given me this show, and I went and I found you, and I hired you, and I thought, well, this'll, they'll tell us what to do. Nobody told us anything.
Nobody.
And that's where we ended up with, like, the masturbating bear and all these characters, triumphs and everything, because no one, we were just, oh, how about this, how about that? And the network never, like, saw it.
People will ask me, they'll say, like, well, like on the Conan show, was the man always coming down on you, to keep you from doing stuff? And I say, no, because there is no man.
The man is asleep at 12:30 at night.
Well, and also, too, when this show tapes, there's a feed that goes to California.
Right.
And the guy that's supposed to be watching it to make sure that you don't, like if we have a bit where, somebody, has sex with a goat, like that
You just gave away next week's show.
That guy is supposed to be watching in California, go like, hey, you can't have sex with a goat. But sometimes I don't think he's there.
Also, a lot of times, they'll call, and they'll say, and the phone call will come in right when we're about to start taping the show. And they'll say, you can't have sex with a goat. We got to do the show right now. Well, all right, then.
But I feel sorry for that goat.
Yeah. And then later on, they're like, look at the numbers the next day. That did pretty well. NBC's new primetime sitcom, Goat Sex. Make sure you NBC it. I have to say that, I miss you for all the obvious reasons, but one of the things that I miss the most about you being on this show, and this is a true story about Andy, Andy's good with computers in a way that nobody else on our staff is. The other people on the staff...
I think I know what you're talking about. And I got good at it.
And you got good at it. And Andy liked to walk around the offices and go into someone's office...
If they were away from their desk.
If they're away from their desk. And go to the desk of the most sort of uptight writer, like someone like Brian Kiley, who's, really sweet guy, but comes from like a really good Irish Catholic family, and, and you'd go, he's off getting a sandwich, you'd go to his desk, you'd access the most horrific pornography.
Right.
Take the worst still from the worst moment of that pornography, make it the screensaver on his computer, and then leave, and he'd come back, and he couldn't get it off. And didn't know how, and no one else knew how to get it off either. And so then you'd be talking to Brian Kiley later on, and he'd be sitting there, like, just trying to talk to you and have a pleasant conversation, and the most horrible thing would be on his computer behind him.
Well, I found out there's a word for that. It's called sexual harassment.
Again, there's no one here supervising.
No.
We could have sued the pants off you a long time ago.
After a while, though, Kiley learned how to change the screensaver on his computer. I was educating him in computer stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I think he learned other things, too.
Yeah.
About what people can do. His life's changed in many ways.
I know.
Now, a real delight to see your boy, William. He's the cutest, one of the cutest kids
thank you.
I've ever seen. He's just an adorable kid, and he's gotten really big.
He just turned 2 last week. Thursday of last week he turned 2, and he is really he's putting together what passed for sentences and things, and it's fun. We just when I'm doing the show, you just said it's a lot. There's long hours, and it's so after we were done just a couple weeks ago, we took him to Disneyland, which we had taken him once before, and he's in a real no phase. Like no, like you say, like, hey, what do you want for dinner? Hot dogs? No hot dogs. Everything's just no. Yeah. So we got to Disneyland and say, like, hey, do you want to ride on the Dumbo ride? No Dumbo ride. How about It's a Small World? No Small World. So he didn't...
I'm with him on that one.
Yeah, I know that one. But, when it's so...
And he's like, it's so corny. William, and condescending to other races. William?
Well, yes. Cartoonish.
Yeah.
But, so he didn't really want to do anything, but the thing that still... he goes nuts for is all of the characters. Like, he wants to hug all of them. And he was hugging them all, and we'd have to, like, get in line twice so he could hug them again. And the first couple of times, he would would cry because he forgot to kiss him. We'd be walking away and he'd be going, kiss Pooh Bear! But it was funny because the last day we were there, we saw Pluto. And William was hugging on Pluto, and I was trying to get him away. And I didn't want him to cry that he forgot to kiss him. So I kept saying, now, don't forget to kiss, whoever he was hugging at the time. And so we're leaving Pluto, and I'm leading him away. And I said, now give Pluto a kiss, because I don't want you to scream and cry. And Pluto looks down at William's face, and he's just got snot just running down his, he's a little kid. He's got a cold. He's got snot running down his nose. And Pluto looks at him, looks at me, and goes, like, that snot.
Yeah, I don't think I can handle,
And I looked Pluto right in the eye, and I said, William, kiss Pluto. I thought, come on, you get a job as Pluto. It's like saying you want to be Kleenex, you got kids
that's what you're there for.
Smearing themselves on you all day,
Yeah.
But I just didn't want him to be upset, and, later. The reason I hate my father is he wouldn't let me kiss Pluto.
Right. Oh, he's a good typist, at least.
He is. Well, this is years from now when he's an alcoholic.
I thought. Now, we're tight on time now, but I want to get this in. Andy Richter Controls the Universe. It's on this. It's got this great time slot.
Yeah.
Now. It's this
Sunday. It starts this Sunday. It's on after Malcolm in the Middle, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
We have a clip here from it.
Okay.
Let's try and squeeze that in. Let's show the clip. Do we need to know anything?
I don't think it's just probably me getting hurt somehow.
Let's take a look.
We all had to spend the weekend in sensitivity training. Jessica blamed me.
Is that coffee? I didn't see coffee.
Do you see it now?
My eyes!
Look who's sensitive all of a sudden.
That's what it's like here. The new season of Andy Richter Controls the Universe premieres Sunday night at 9:30 on Fox. And I have to say, like, the one I taped, I thought the script was really funny. I went to a reading for the other script. They just look like really funny shows.
You. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, all right.
I have a vested interest.
Check out this show, 9:30 this Sunday. Check it out. Andy Richter, anytime. He's the man.